How you doing, guys? Welcome to the very first video of Bus Chef, and today I'm taking my camper van out for a camp up in my friend's woods. We're going to cook some really cool chorizo cheesy nachos. It's going to be epic. So let's fire up the van and let's get out there. It's going to be marvelous. So I've arrived in the woodland now. Brian, my camper van, is over there, and we'll talk a bit more about the van, what type of van it is. I'll give you a little tour inside. We can do that in another video, but for today we're going to set up. It's getting around lunchtime. I'm getting a bit peckish, so we're going to fire up the old cooker and get our nachos on. So that's me all set up and hungry. So we're gonna start getting our cook on, but just before we get into it, just want to tell you the stuff I'm using today. You might be interested. I've got a really basic little cooking stove here. Gas goes in the corner. Everyone's seen them. You get them from Halfords or Amazon. They're about 20 quid. It's really simple, cheap gear. And something that I use all the time is my Ridge Monkey. As you can see, mine's pretty well seasoned. Essentially, if you haven't seen one of these before, you probably have. If you're into camper vans and cooking and, you know, any type of camping, it's essentially just two frying pans that are hinged together. They're really good non-stick pans. You can separate them, use them independently, or whack them together. They're great. You can make toasties in them, all sorts of stuff. I'm going to try doing nachos in them in a bit of a weird way. So let's get our cook on and let's get stuck in. Okay, guys, let's get into it. Right, this is what you're going to need for these little bad boy Ridge Monkey nachos. What have we got? We've got some grated cheddar cheese, some grated red Leicester. I've got some roughly chopped up chorizo, about half a sausage, some coarsely chopped coriander, some coarsely chopped garlic, quarter of a red onion sliced up, and quarter of a beef tomato, just with the seeds taken out and chopped up. I've got some guacamole there to go on the top and some sour cream. Obviously we could make this, but this is about a nice, simple, quick comfort recipe. So this is all the stuff you need. I'm going to show you now how to put it together. Okay, here we go. Right, so I'm just going to take the lid off the Ridge Monkey. I'm going to put this to one side. We're going to need this later, so have it somewhere close. I'm going to fire up my little camp stove. Okay, so we're just going to get the pan warming through. You don't want it super hot. And the first thing we're putting in is the chorizo. As you can see, it's just nice, roughly cut. So you want the chorizo, the onions, and the garlic to start with. What we're trying to do here is we're trying to get the fat, render the fat out of the chorizo. It's a lovely red colour. It's got like a really good smoky flavour. And this, you'll see later, is going to stop our cheese from sticking. We're going to actually build these nachos backwards. So you can see it already. This lovely fat's starting to come out of it. As you start to see the fat come out, just turn it down a little bit. There's quite a lot of natural sugar in chorizo, and that can burn quite quickly. So once you start seeing that fat come out, try not to throw it all over the table like I just did. Okay. Okay, we're starting to get some nice colour on there now. And this is exactly what we want. Really, really simple. Right, at this stage, I'm just going to add a little bit of smoked paprika. To just give it that lovely smoky flavour. The chorizo's already smoky, but for me personally, just want that enhanced. And then we're going to throw in our tomato skins. And it's smelling good. It is smelling good. Okay, starting to caramelise quite now. I'm going to turn this right down. Right, so this is the weird bit. We're now going to add the cheese. And we're going to add quite a bit of it. We're going to go straight in with the red Leicester. And then we're going to go in with the cheddar. And there's loads. It's nachos. Come on. We're camping. Okay. I'm just going to turn that heat down now. Really important to keep the heat down at this stage, because if you get it too hot, basically what will happen is the cheese underneath will get a crust, and we don't want that. Okay, now we're going to load up the nachos. We're literally building this back to front, but you'll see why we need to make it in the ridge monkey in a minute. Okay, I'm going to crush a few, but don't worry about that. And now we're going to bring in the lid, and we're just going to slide the lid onto the ridge monkey. Give that a little crunch. Okay, give it a shake, and now we're going to flip it over. Give it a shake. We want all that cheese to fall off the top now. And now we're going to bake the nachos for a little bit. So turn the heat up a little bit more. And we should... Oh my God. Okay. Now this is camping nachos like you've never had before. I'm going to take this lid off. Oh, and look at that. Oh yes. Right, let's get rid of this lid. So this is why it's really important. If you leave that cheese on too long, basically the whole thing will be a crust and it won't melt. So we're going to finish it with some fresh coriander. We're going to chuck on a bit of sour cream. You can hear that sizzling underneath. A little bit of guacamole. Look at that. And then a little bit more smoked paprika just on the top. And there you go. No time at all. Ridge monkey flip nachos. Oh yes. And look at that. Beautiful. So there you go. My Ridge Monkey upside down nachos. And look at the state of these. Absolutely wicked. There's some things I'm going to share with you, and there's some things I aren't. These definitely aren't one of them. I'm going to sit here, enjoy these, enjoy this beer, enjoy this beautiful woodland I'm lucky enough to use. If you liked my video, like and subscribe. Really help me out. Come with me on my journey. If you didn't, there's nothing but love. And thank you for watching The Bus Chef. Peace.